I was sitting on a beach the other morning, watching people wander along the shoreline. Some carried bags full of things they'd bought, others simply carried a flask of tea and found a quiet place to sit. It got me wondering about something I've been wrestling with lately. This idea that more is always better. We're often taught to keep climbing, keep collecting, keep chasing whatever comes next. But I've started noticing something rather curious. The people who seem happiest aren't always the ones who have the most. They're often the ones who've quietly worked out what enough means to them. I was talking with a friend recently who'd just turned 60. She told me she'd been thinking about all the things she'd finally realized she didn't need to achieve anymore. Not in a defeated sort of way. Almost with relief. She'd spent years chasing goals she thought she was supposed to want. And now, perhaps for the first time, she felt free to decide what was actually worth wanting. That stayed with me. It made me wonder how much of our striving comes from our own hearts, and how much is simply inherited momentum. We inherit ambitions almost like we inherit genes. Sometimes they fit us beautifully. Sometimes they never really did. Perhaps deciding what's enough simply asks us to be honest with ourselves, not with anyone else's expectations, just our own. Some people are happiest building things. Some love climbing mountains. Some simply want a table full of family every Sunday. Some want a little garden to care for. Some want time to read another chapter before bed. And all of those lives seem every bit as meaningful as one another. Somewhere along the way, though, I wonder if many of us stopped asking what we actually needed, and started asking what we were supposed to need instead. Maybe that's where so much of the restlessness begins. I certainly haven't figured this out. I still catch myself comparing. Still chasing approval now and then. Still thinking the next achievement might finally be enough. But I'm getting a little better at noticing when I'm doing it. And every time I notice, I get to ask myself a simple question. Do I really want this? Or am I simply following a script that was written a long time ago? Just before I left, I noticed an empty chair facing the sea. Whoever had been sitting there had already gone. The tide kept coming in anyway. It reminded me that life has a gentle way of carrying on, whether we keep chasing more or quietly learn to appreciate enough. Perhaps that's the question I'll keep carrying with me for a while. What would it feel like to decide right now what enough means for you? Until next time, keep wondering.